open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha. Bells on the dun, 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 hanging across the night. Oh, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, Batmobile lost his wit. Hey, say hi to Miranda.
Good morning.
All right, let's get to work. All right, my amigos. Dude, let's do this. Everybody ready? To shred. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's go for it, baby. We got things to do. All right, so we got a nice little pop due to CP to the II, and we got maybe a little stick save happening in the markets. So, the price action had been a little bit weak had been a little bit of weakness for the last couple of days. We were extremely overbought. So this price action was not any kind of surprise. We had an extreme overbought situation, and we spent a couple days just getting a little marination going. And now the CPIs come in, and we're kind of coming back into the trend line. And essentially, we've got a little bit of a flag break potential in the markets. Now, there's a couple things to be thinking about today. Number one is, when you have this kind of, action the last couple of days, what we want to make sure is on the short-term basis, if this pop in the CPI, for example, gets faded off, and we don't know that's going to happen or anything like that. I have no conjecture on that. But if it happens to get faded off, then we know that, okay, the structure of the market has changed, and maybe we're going to get a pullback deeper into maybe 511, 510 on the QQQs. If we just have a gap and grind today and we kind of like just rip this all back, then right, the last couple of days was just that overbought condition working itself out. And now, we're back off to do whatever it is that we've been doing, which is the do. So we got a couple of good things happening here. If you look at the SPY itself, right, you pull back a little bit into the bone zone. Now you got a 0.42% pop. So we've got some good stuff happening here. You got IWM, 1% pop, maybe a little bit of a stick save even on this, right? You're kind of just hugging it right to 20 SMA, 9 EMA. You're up 1% so far. So we got ourselves a little good stuff happening here. Let's see if it holds, right? I mean, the market is still in an uptrend on all different time frames, but we do have, some just general weakness the last couple of days that we should be aware of, led by the semiconductors, that have just been getting smoked out on pops, for days now, right? For days, right? NVIDIA has just been kind of popping and dropping, popping and dropping, popping and dropping. And so, this will also give us a little bit of tell today. Does this roll back over, or right? Does it start to kind of, or do we look at this, right? This support as just like some kind of bottoming formation, or is it topping formation? We don't really know till we see this, which way this box breaks, and then we'll kind of get a better clue here. But otherwise, all these semiconductors have been just getting rugged, right? They spike up and then boom, you're back down, spike up, back down. And this is to be expected. When you're stuck inside a range, you don't get clean trades, right? Range trading is called range trading for a reason. You're never going to get like the clean action on this. So moral of the story is, so far we're holding up. The market is still on all different time frames a bull market, right? You have your 9 EMA, your 20, your 50, right? All your moving averages are pointing up. You have a lot of still very hot setups. Hey, Winder, how you doing? Love you. Airplane Jane, love you too. Hi, Jane, where you been, by the way? What's going on in Canada? You guys booting old Trudeau or what? Now, let's take a look and see what kind of earnings plays and stuff we have going on, and then we'll go out and do the Lord's work here. Yeah, let's see if we got any. Earnings season's over, but we do have a little bit of a bonanza every day in small caps, As you know, I'm not. I'm a little bit too old for this stuff, but some of this stuff is looking pretty hot. You know, dude, you've got all these kind of biotech stocks. Every day there's a couple ripping here. Yesterday QURE was going. Every single day there's one of these bad boys just ripping through. So I think you can add a couple of these if you like to trade this kind of stuff. Go for it. Not my particular flavor. Whoa! Did he say it? What? Bacha. Yeah, look at this S-Fix. Now, this I can get behind. So, look, you have Stitch Fix. Net loss narrows, revenues fall, sales outlook boosted, shares jump after hours. This is probably the type of stock that kind of gets a little bit of a boost in this kind of market. We're in that frothy phase, right, where the turds are flying, and anything with a big base is going. So if you look at SFIX here, this was $110 stock, and you've just been basing out for really years now. Let's go to a weekly chart here just so you see it a little cleaner. And so you can see here this $5, let's just call it $5 break, has been a big spot here. And now you don't even have really any levels of resistance on top for quite some time. So you do got yourself a little hootenanny over here that you could trade around. So I'd add this. I'm not I'm probably not going to partake myself, but that ain't bad. Hey, Rolf Daddy, what up, baby? So let's add this SFIX to the watch list here. This is probably a little bit, right? This might have some steam here. If we look here, let's take a look, see what kind of shorts we got on this bad boy. Let's take a look, see if we got Shorty McGee's. Dun, 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 dun. The short interest ratio days to cover. Not this, the wrong fucking thing. Days to cover. Share short 6 mil. It could work. Let's roll with that. Add it to the watch list. Hey, look, this RGTI has been just squeezing like a mother. One thing these guys, the one thing they did tricky with this thing was they made it easy to borrow. Even on E-Trade, you could borrow this yesterday, right? So it was easy to borrow. So you did have probably a lot of shorts piling in all over the place the last few days. I was shorting it 2 days ago. And then they just put out PR after PR to squeeze everybody. So you're up in space now. Can you chase this up today? An 18% gap up today? Nope. Right. But keep an eye on this as a proxy for some of the other quantum computing plays. Jane, where you going? Now let's say I'd keep it on your watch list, but not a priority for us. Now this might actually work, right? So you got P Labs here breaking out of some levels of resistance here, up 17% on earnings, a little bit thin in volume. It never does more than 900,000 shares. So not my particular flavor. Looks like QMCL. So these are all the quantum stock, right? So you got QMCL, you got Riggedy. They're all starting to push through. So let's put all these, anything with the word AI, GXAI, BBAI, this AI, whatever it is, all these little ones, just keep them on a list because they've been really rolling through pretty good. Now look, ARQQ is also a quantum stock. It's got a level right here, 30 bucks. That's a spot right there. I'd add that too. And guys, we'll narrow down the list in a hot second. Hey, Rolf Daddy, let me take a look at that AVG on a sec. Good eye. Junk, 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 junk. Yeah, this MGNX has also been pushing through. Junk, junk, junk. Whoa. Yeah, see, like even these turds like Serve have been going. All the old school ones that we were playing a couple years ago are starting to push through. Look at this. See, even QBTS has got right a little bit of a level here. Not my particular flavors; they're all turds, but they are setting up. So let's take a look here. Boom, 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 boom. AVG Neos on. Whoa. So look, AVGO has a setup here. It is setting up to break out to all-time highs, right? It's been basing out here for a little bit of time. It's been basing here for a little bit of time. So you got a PR out this morning. You did have a price target increase yesterday from Citigroup, which is, even though it got shellacked, is usually a nice little doohickey. Now the all-time highs here is 185. This one and Marvel are the only two that are actually hanging out at near all-time highs. I think both of these, out of the semiconductors, both of these are, in interesting spots. This is an hourly chart on AVGO. The real fun will begin, right, if we start to kind of bust through here. If we bust through 182, now we're coming into the 185, and then we got ourselves, a chance. Now, the issue with this is what? Well, the ATR on this is $6 per day. Now, you got a $7 pop on this. Now, it does have a PR out. So when you have a PR out, the ATR can expand significantly, but you do want to be a little bit careful. Like, you don't want to just roll in, deep at the open on this, especially with the rest of the sector acting like such a rande, right? Like if all the rest of them have been acting so ganar. Look at these. All the rest of these are just in nasty McGee's, right? So you do want to be just a little bit careful. You could have the hottest setup, like this Marvel also. You have a breakout to all-time highs here on earnings. And then nice 1, 2, 3, 4 day pullback right into the 9 EMA, right? Probably should have added it yesterday, huh? And then boom, right? You get this nice 3% pop already. I think that's probably something that's that's probably something right up our alley right there. Yeah, I think Marvel could hold. Heck yeah. Yeah, Marvel could hold. And then AVGL definitely, both of those got a chance. Just don't want to chase them up at the open, into these monster cock candles. Now, let's also take a look. We got GME today, got earnings out. It's only up 3% so far. Not sure. To me, it's in no man's land, unless it kind of coagulates or it does something to take it out of this range in specific. It can trade a little bit. It can trade a little bit goofy. So you got to be just a little bit mindful. You got to be a little bit mindful on this. What's the setup, right? Unless it picks up some steam and we got to chase it, it's probably a nothing burger. You never know. It's going to have movement just because it's a cult stock. It's just a matter of I can't tell. Is this long? Is this a short? I mean, in this market, everything is really a long minus like a day here, a day there. So, I mean, this is where pigs fly. So just kind of be mindful of that. Now, Roblox here, I'm into. Check this out. So you got this huge base breakout over here. You thrust it to. You had a nice, easy, happy multi-day pullback into the 9 EMA. You got a multi-day pullback into the 9 EMA. Now you're starting to kind of push this thing through. That's got a chance, right? That's got itself a chance. Damn. That's got a little chance right there. Yeah. I'm into this, right? And you got a little confirmation is really at 59. We just want to make sure we don't chase it. See, like this is the problem with these CPI days. The market's just fucking going tits right now, and right, we're just here holding our hands. Look at this, right? So even while we're talking, right, the market's just goofing it up. So you just have to we'll have to wait for a little bit of a pull and then see what happens. So same thing, you get Roblox here. Just need a little bit of a pull, and then we're good to go. I think another one we want to add in is the Meta Nation. The large caps. This one has got a level, right? It's got a spot here that I think we could trade around. Yeah, it's got a nice easy spot here we could trade around. Right? Got a little snake on the head. Hold on here. I had too many fucking TC2000 windows open. Oh, there it is. You got a little snake on the head. Let's add this one to the watch list too. Bam. Love the Meta Nation. Yeah, let's take a look here. Tesla. So Tesla, at this point, you can only hit it on dips. It's approaching its all-time high, which is very nice, right? But the big hairy Indian butt is that, this is also some level of resistance. It's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Now, the thing with Tesla is when you short it, you get run over because the damn candles are too big, right? So, you short 200, 300 shares, 100 shares, whatever it might be. Dude, each candle's moving around like $2, $3. I mean, you're just already, you get even the smallest wrong entry on it. You end up with you end up with something weird. It's a tough stock to short unless it just gets really parabolic and then like it busts through the all-time high and then kind of yanks it. Something like that would probably work. Otherwise, it's the Widowmaker on the short. I don't think even if I see the setup, it's kind of just when you deal with these cult stocks, they're really, really hard to just time. I've been run over on Tesla short numerous times over the years. Numerous times, as recently as when it was doing this, and you had this kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days in a row. I think it was this day 13, man. I was just pounding it. And, you end up with this doji candle. It kept looking like it was going to roll over literally all day. And it never did, right? Like it just never did. So just something to be something kind of mindful of. Yeah, that was a bad one. So let's see. My preference is just any kind of yank. What I mean by yank is like, at some point it gets these kind of like $20, $30 pullbacks intraday as you get a little bit extended. And then, that's when you want to probably try to, buy it. Turbo, man, it's a tough one. You just got to leave it alone sometimes. I think there's easier ones out there. But yeah, let's put this Meta on the watch list. Let's see what some of the other big caps are doing here real quick. So we got Tesla into resistance. The weekly, you can see here, right into resistance. We got maybe about $10 more of room. MU, if we need a short, if we happen to need a short, MU has got an easy go, happy-go-lucky spot here. Right into the kitchen. NVIDIA also It's at 4 down days in a row, but if it has a decent sized pop, we need a short, we could look into it. Netflix has been really untradeable. It trades so thin. AMD's been rolling over, but I think it's a little too oversold now. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down days in a row. And you can see on the weekly chart, it does have, some room down into the 200-day moving average. And that's usually where it kind of gets some traction. So I'd probably, on the long side, I think you leave it alone until you get down there. Amazon just kind of hanging here. Like it's a little bit of a flag, but it's really extended and the flag needs a lot more work to it. I think, Meta's got a few more days on it. And Apple is also getting long in the tooth. I don't know how this thing just keeps trucking. I mean, I know it keeps trucking, but it's just so slow. It's kind of, you just see it grind up like $2 every day. And before you know it, it's up $20, $30. So I think that's a leave alone. Microsoft's looking a little bit better. Now that you cleared this range here, you can see you're starting to kind of just, right, kind of tighten up here on the 9 EMA. It might be worth a gander in a little bit. Mm. Yeah, pass. And then look, Google had the big PR out yesterday, right? This had the big PR out yesterday, and you got this kind of little bit of a range break here. If this pulls back, let's say 183, maybe even 182, I think you would get a little bouncy McGee on it, right? That'll be the support on the hourly, somewhere in the bone zone to the breakout spot, I think would be good. On a weekly chart, you could see it's like starting to gear up here. It's a little extended on the daily going into the PR yesterday. So we do just need a little pull. Just a little. Good. Now, going back into this, hold on here. We got SFIX on the PR side. I like this ARQQ. If these quantum computing stocks still hold, we can roll with this one too. We got Roblox. And then look, I like a couple of these earnings plays that recently have popped up, right? So this is DocuSign, right? You got yourself a nice little doohickey on this one. Gap up. See here, pulled right back into the bottom of the breakout bar. Ideally, if it pulled back to the 9, it'd be better. But that can also work. Right, we've got AVGO on the Apple PR. That's not bad. RBRK is also right in earnings play. That's just starting to set up here. Dude, yeah, Lulu was an earnings play also. It needs probably just a slight bit more time. And I think Marvel, right? If the semis can hold, you got this gap up and then 1, 2, 3, 4-day pullback into the 9 EMA. Dude, that's a damn good looker right there. Might even be a swing trade, if you can, with about 4 points worth of risk, and you first target old highs, if not higher, if the market can hold. Let's take a look here. Bitcoin is still just kind of stuck in range. We had the failed breakout at 100. Now we're just kind of like, I don't know what the term is, meandering. Yeah, Hassan was a good one too. Yeah, I think Hassan will need just a little bit more time. You had one down day, another couple days, it'll do it good. So while Bitcoin's meandering around, you can see coins just been stuck inside range too. I think it's a leave alone. I don't know what you do with it. Is it a long? Is it a short? Is it a this? Is it that? Potato, potato, tomato. I'm not really sure. Right? And MSTR kind of gives me that same feeling. You can trade it selectively as day trades, but MSTR has a lot of kind of the Tesla in it where you'll hit it and you'll make a shitload of money, and then the next time you hit it, you lose a shitload of money. It is not the easiest stock to trade. And the thing is, I mean, people are like, people want to hit it now but it's stuck in range. So like, where was that? You know, the aggression should have been over here, right? When it's trending up its MAs, you should have been trading it every damn day, right? Now everybody wants to trade it after it's been topped out. After it's been topped out and had this mega penis candle to the downside. So you got all this supply now. Now you want to trade it, right? Like now you're like, hey, like MSTR. No, like where was all that? Where was all that in October and November, right? So now you're stuck in range. It just gets a little bit tighter. Look at how flat the EMAs are. Look at the difference between price in the 9 and 20, right? So it's smack dab in the middle of the range. Yes, can you selectively get some scalps out of it? Yeah, but you're not going to get setups like all day on it. It's, one here, maybe one there, shorted on pops kind of thing, in the extremes and things like that. But otherwise, you don't have necessarily an easy thing. So, guys, let's go do what we do. That's the list. I'm sticking to it. Let's shred, baby.